All right, here we go again. I couldn't sleep because I got a dual phase disc, and then when I had placed my stationary magnets, they were resonant with the disc. So eventually, it's going to cog out no matter what you do. It's going to find that balance between the rotating magnets and the stationary magnets. So I started fooling around. I ripped all my magnets off and came to find out. Check this out. I'd glued some of my stationaries on upside down. They were oriented wrong. That's why it was acting so weird as it slowed down. So anyways, just fooling around. We're getting somewhere. Um, I'm rocking and rolling on the design work. The one I'm designing on the computer, I'm going to 3D print it when I get the filament in. It's not passive because the disc actually interacts with the external magnets to, as it were, we'll just call it reorient them a little bit. Cam timing basically. But I'm getting somewhere now that I got all my magnets pointing the right way, like a dumbass. I went back through and made sure that all the magnets on the disc were pointing the same way, because that was freaking me out a little bit. So in a completely passive state, what we'll find out is a single rotor system is eventually going to cog out somewhere. It's going to find that strongest magnetic orientation, and eventually it's going to wobble its way down to it. So what I did, like I say, before I had almost symmetrical configuration on the stationary magnets, which is eventually going to cog out anyways because I have a dual phase rotor. So I want to just kind of fool around and see what I can get with like an exponential or logarithmic positioning of the external magnets. This time they're all oriented correctly, but you can see I've got two of them here, and then they kind of gradually spread out. I don't know, probably more exponential than logarithmic. I don't know. But with the physical limitations of the styrofoam plate, I can't really play with the radius or the effective distance. I'm beginning to think that an outside spiral in towards the disc might be interesting. So anyways, I went to single phase, just one big spiral. Well, I can't say big. I'm limited by the printer. I don't want to have to print a bunch of pieces put together, so I had to limit my base plate to the available volume of the printer. So I wound up with something about 6.5 inches square base plate, and then almost 6-inch rotor. So check this out. As it slows down, you start to see what my original concept looks like. Because it slows down and then it kind of pulls itself through, and you get a little bit more rotation than you would if this wheel was just freewheeling. Science is not an exact science, especially when hot glue and cold beer are combined. Oh my God. Yeah, we're getting into the action zone now. Kind of look down here where the primary strength of these magnets is going to be, and you'll kind of notice how it pulls through that gap there on the two lobes of the rotor. And as you can tell, I'm not really concerned about the precision of it. If it's going to work, it's going to work. You don't have to be, polished down to 0.5 millimeter. Here we go. Boop, 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 boop. It wants to stop. So, secondary level of research tells me my first initial research was crap, since I put my magnets down wrong. But the second level is like, hey, you know what? There might be something going on here, maybe. And then, like I said, I couldn't sleep, so I had a wild idea about taking it to a next level. I won't go into details on that. Basically a parent dev type, except instead of pointing, north at north, I'm flipping them upside down. This is basically just a V motor that's been flattened out, if you want to say that, or unrolled, or however you want to look at it. So it's kind of like a hybrid between a V motor and a parent dev. I'm just looking at the magnetic axis a little bit different, looking at the orientation of the poles a little bit differently. This one again too, it will eventually stop. at the same point every time, probably, because I don't expect my two lobes on this rotor are exactly balanced out. So I gotta go because I gotta post this on YouTube and explain why I screwed up so bad in my first video. Whoop! Almost gotcha. I might have to double down that magnet on the backside, and we'll see what happens there. As long as it's not like, ooh, that's a little bit tight. Yeah, see, check this out. Because I've got this one is going to be right here, and then if I double down over here, it'll be a little bit out of phase, but I don't want to go, I can't go 2 phases on my stationary because I got 2 phases on my disc. Anyways, I gotta go. I gotta take notes and stuff. Y'all be good. I love you. Bye.